All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Rustomod. In this episode, we're going to do another review video about a Suburban that is built in the area that is a really neat build. So I want to give you guys kind of a walk around of it so you guys can get kind of a good look at cars in our area that are some really neat builds. So I won't do too much talking in this episode, and I'll show you guys Cal Suburban.
So here we got my 91 square body Suburban. It's the last year of the square bodies. Currently it has a 6-liter iron block LS2, heads and cam, Texas Pete BFD. And then we're sitting on QA1 coilover conversion in the front. We're got set about 7 inches. The backs also dropped somewhere around 7 inches on a flip kit. Tin Works. Just recently installed the Low Sierra graphics kit. It's modeled after the late 70s K5 Blazers, the Desert Fox edition. All right, so here's the 6-liter. Came out of a 2002 Yukon Denali. Added 243 heads to bump the compression up a little bit. Texas Speed BFD cam, 4L80 behind it. Got a triple disc billet lockup, 3200 stall converter in it. Holley Terminator X Max controlling everything. It's a great big shack wagon that gets down.
Yeah, with this build, so you got the motor out of a Denali and stuff?
Yep, came out of a 2002 Denali.
All right, cool. So and you have a bunch of 4L80s, I guess, so you just threw one in there?
4L80s, and I have a whole plethora of 6-liters sitting at the house too.
Right,
this one's done pretty well so far. I've put 28,000 miles on it since I built it. Been to Texas is the furthest we've been. Went to a Lone Star Throwdown in 2021 with it. It was right around 3,500 miles round trip. Thing got 18 miles a gallon. Like, it's a big truck, weighs 5,700 pounds when we cross the scale with everything in it going to a car show. And
that's one thing that I really wanted to showcase this truck for is he doesn't just build it and put it in his garage, but he has a ton of miles put on this thing, and he's been all over the country with his Suburban. So just going to show like a build like this can be road driven, and a lot of guys kind of put it in their garage, don't really touch it, but driving it is what we build them for. So definitely want to showcase kind of some aspects of what he has to be able to drive this thing on the road for so long period of time and with relatively low maintenance, I guess. All right, so suspension wise, what do you have done to this thing, and like what makes it so nice to drive with this long distances?
The front is a QA1 coilover conversion, right around 7 inches of drop. Got CPP modular drop spindles that drop at 2.5 inch. The rest is set through the coilovers. The front brakes are 14-inch 6-piston wheel woods, so it'll stop the big truck too. Like, there's been a few times where if I didn't have the big brakes, the stock brakes would have put me in the back of somebody. So I'm really glad I upgraded those. Gone through a lot of different settings on the coilovers where I've been working with QA1 and Trevor Wise. He's their tech guy there. We've sent a couple different springs back and forth in different sizes because the Suburban, the weight ratio on this is almost 50-50, where a C10 is much heavier in the front and lighter in the rear. So we've had to kind of tweak the front kit just because of that. So it's marketed for C10s, but it fits Suburbans too. So they've been great to work with. And then recently we just started another project with QA1 where I have the whole new system with the crossmember rack and pinion, the whole thing. And we're gonna put it on a 1966 C10, one owner. It's got some wicked patina on it. So it's in the works right now. Matter of fact, this afternoon I'm gonna go pick up a spare chassis that we're building with all the QA1. So looking forward to that. All right, so the wheels and tires, we got billet specialties front and rear. We got a 20x10 in the rear with a 315 35/20 tire. It's got some big meats on it. Up front is a 275 40/20, which is quite big tire for the front end. It's very wide. Covering that up are slosh tubs to give us the extra room so that nothing rubs. Like, this thing's low in the front, it's wide in the front, and nothing rubs on it. Like, rides great.
Chevys are just notorious for their square wheel wells, and being able not to rub with being low is such a difficult thing.
The modular spindle actually narrows the track width somewhere between, I think it's a 1/2 inch and 3/4 of an inch. So it pulls the wheels in. So what it does is it gives you the offset of a 60s drum brake, because when they switched to the disc in the 70s, it pushed the wheels out. So this is actually the same offset as a drum spindle.
That makes sense. That's pretty cool, actually. Yeah, I didn't even realize that.
Power window.
That's sweet.
And inside, the matching billet specialties spare.
Nice. Pretty sweet. We went all out on this thing. Got the spare too.
Yeah, matching spare.
And the scooter.
Scooter. That's in case you break down. I've used it once when I threw a fan belt. I had to ride 3 miles back to town to pick up the spare. But now there's a spare laying in there.
Just a quick rundown of the interior. What do you have done to the gauges and everything like that?
The gauges are Dakota Digital RTX. It's the Retro series. So you get the look of the square body gauges, but you get the digital readout that actually connects to the Holley and gets all the data through the Holley, through the BIM. Then you also have a custom 3D printed gauge here, holder for the Holley.
All right, Kyle's nice enough to take us for a ride in this thing.
All right, we'll go for a ride.
Oh, it's the auto stop start? This thing is fancy.
How about that? All right, so inside, it's pretty quiet. It's got 2 layers of Dynamat on the floor.
Yeah.
And then the roof, it's got 3/4 inch the Dyna lining. So it actually keeps it really cool in here in the summertime. It's got front and rear AC.
What AC kit do you have in here?
This is all stock.
Oh, okay.
It's got front and rear AC. You can flip on the AC back here. You can hear the rear fan. You can actually feel it now over your head blowing. But
yeah, that's
really well.
That's cool. So you just, is there like a kit to adapt for brackets for that, or is it?
Yeah, so it's a Holley, a high mount for the compressor. Use that and a SD compressor. I forget what the model number is.
Okay.
And then the factory hoses fit. I just had it extended with a 1-inch adapter on the high pressure side. And other than that, it's in the same location as a stock 350 TBI.
That's awesome. Very cool. Yeah, you could look at his. It's got his Holley screen down there, and then so the Dakota Digital, I guess, just plugs right into where the Holley.
Yeah,
like
it's all the data across the
go.
CAN bus from the Terminator X Max.
Sweet. This thing gets it. How much power do you think this thing's making?
I'm thinking somewhere around 500 crank.
Yeah.
Like, somewhere around there.
What gear ratio do you have in it?
It's a 342.
Okay.
So it's good on the highway. I think I'm gonna probably switch it up to a 373 here.
Yeah, a little bit more sporty.
Yeah.
It probably pull a lot better.
Yeah.
Not that it doesn't pull good now, but yeah, you probably can a little bit better off the line, but not that it doesn't pull good now. It pulls really nice. It feels like it pulls better than my C10 does.
Yeah, it pulls real good. I mean, the crazy thing is too, right now we're actually filming and carrying a conversation in the front of this thing, and you stay on the outside of it, it's just stupid loud. It's 3-inch stainless from the long tubes into an H pipe into SLP loudmouth resonators, and then has a 10-inch. I think it's called the Neighbor Hater, the Black Widow Neighbor Hater, and it comes out the back. So I had turn downs on it for a while, and I finally brought it out the back. Like you couldn't hear yourself in here when the turn downs were on it. It's a fun little ride.
Yeah, pretty good for a Suburban.
We're still full of tire smoke in here. So if you want, check out the C10 Club Maryland Instagram page too. I run that. I'm the head of state for C10 Club Maryland. So if you want to see some cool C10s like Cade's all-wheel drive, this one, 66 we're building. I've got an 86 that I'm just about finished with. So check it out.